Howdy folks, and welcome back to the official YouTube channel of Call of Duty Zombies Forums. I'm your host, NaBrZHunter, and today I have with me FatedTitan and KindofAwkward, two members of a team that has gone dark for several of the Easter eggs. And we're here to just talk about the experience today and kind of encourage more folks to get involved in it and to just try it out, because a lot of people seem to think that this is something to be left to YouTubers or something that's going to be too complex, but you'll find that it's worth it, I think. And so let's talk about those experiences and about what's involved and the highlights. And so without further ado, welcome aboard, guys.
Thanks for having us, man.
Hey, what's up?
It's great to have y'all. So some people asked, I actually posted on the Call of Duty Zombies Forums Twitter account, I asked if anyone had gone dark, and I had a number of people ask, what does it mean to go dark? So as a couple of veterans, kind of give us a definition.
Well, I guess going dark, really, it's actually been kind of hard because I love the CODS forums and I love to look at all the information and the story goodness. And it was really easy when Xbox was getting DLC first, and it was just like, what's going dark? You're just figuring out with the rest of them. But now it's pretty much having to wait about a month and a half normally because you have to finish the Easter egg before you look up anything, look up guide, story, anything, trying to going into the map. You really want to just discover the map for yourself, not discover it through a YouTuber's perspective. Not look up the side quest or the Easter egg or whatever. Just trying to figure it all out by yourself. It's really rewarding. It's a lot of fun.
Awesome. So, and to clarify, folks, that was FatedTitan. And actually, I deal with FatedTitan a lot. He's a member of our Call of Duty Zombies forums. He's been out there forever, far longer even than I have. This guy is a champion of Easter egg song analysis, and I'll post links to some of his work in the description, and of course to his profile, so check out some of his work there. However, KindofAwkward, I have just met today, and it's an honor meeting you, sir. Tell us a little bit about yourself and about your experience in zombies. Like, how long have you been around? Not so much just the going dark part, but how long have you been doing zombies, and what does it mean to you? And just tell us a little about yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I got Black Ops 1, but I didn't do too much zombies. I just kind of like played here and there with a couple friends. But it really started off in Black Ops 2, but I didn't really just go in dark in Black Ops 2. I just kind of like looked up guides on like, oh, how to get the secret weapon, the wonder weapon for the map, and you know, how to do Easter eggs step by step. And then Black Ops 3, I started with Brett and two other guys, and you know, we just started to go in dark and figure out the steps by ourselves without looking anything up. But like, zombies has always been really fun for me because it's like, you know what, it's not like multiplayer where you get mad at yourself if you like die or whatever, but it's like, but zombies, it's like, you know, it's fun, you get to kill a lot of things.
That's true.
Oh, he doesn't get mad at himself for dying. Meanwhile, I'm over here on NaBrZHunter trying to stay alive with the Keeper firing all her crazy crap at us. And I'm going down, and they've got little aftertaste rocking. And I was the one that didn't have that for some reason. And after 4 times dying, or even better, what was it? The trajectory error? We got like 3 times.
Area.
So we got a trajectory error while fighting the Keeper about 2 or 3 times. And literally, I looked it up, and the answer was, you shot something away you shouldn't have shot it. Are you kidding me? I was shooting an arrow. Like, come on.
How many times did that happen? Like once or twice?
No, like 2 or 3 times.
Really?
Yeah. It happened with Crater too. That's probably why it took us a month to figure that out. Because we were at the Keeper after like 2 or 3 days of searching, and then it was just like, hey, here's error. Here's a mistake you made. We finally got to the point where with that error kept coming up, so we just played unranked so we could rejoin. And the time we beat it, one of our guys got that error, and he had to rejoin us. And so he doesn't have his gate worm because he joined in the middle of a game, even though we beat it. So we're going to have to go back and do it again for him.
So, okay, so the next question I'd like to kind of hear from you, especially FatedTitan, is that you've done a number of Easter eggs dark. Like, how far back does that go? I mean, how many of these have you actually completed?
Well, it goes back to Black Ops. I started with Shangri-La, mostly because when I was doing Call of the Dead, and I was looking it up because I just wanted to get the story and figure it out and see, ooh, I get the cool DG2 at the end of Call of the Dead and stuff. So I was looking that up, and then I was like, I'd go on the forums, and back then I was like browsing all the forums, like Activision forums, CODs, other random places, just seeing. And I kept seeing all these people that are like, dude, the Easter egg is so easy. Like, they really need to work on getting these things more difficult. Like, these things are just simple to do. One of the steps was finding scraps of paper around the map that were hidden that had numbers on them or something like that. And you use those to get a step done. And I'm like, you would have never found this step if it wasn't for the YouTubers doing it for you. And so I kind of just got frustrated with that because I'm like, it's only easy because you look it up. And so I got a group of friends and we decided we were going to do Shangri-La. And let me tell you, it's really interesting going into these things dark because we didn't know that there were radios scattered around the map that gave hints towards every Easter egg step. So every time we would just activate the little 4 things at the spawn to go back in time, we were just searching, hoping to find something, like trying to find Brock and Gary, doing something, because we didn't know there's these little radios giving hints to what we were supposed to do. But we finally finished it. That was my first one. Did most of Moon, but then it started glitching out on us with the invisible diggers, so we were just excavators.
Oh, right.
So we just got tired of that. We did most of Black Ops 2. I know through Buried we did them, except for Mob of the Dead. I know a lot of people like Mob of the Dead. I didn't like the Easter egg for it, so we just kind of quit.
So you finished Buried Dark.
Oh, Buried was, I think, my favorite one to do dark, actually.
Really?
Yeah. Mostly, not necessarily storyline-wise, but the ending, you have to shoot all the target practice. Like,
right, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Like, everyone seems to hate that particular Easter egg for that reason.
It was definitely difficult. It was one of those things, like, everyone's doing their job, and somebody misses one, and you're just like, oh, again.
Right.
But the fun part of it all was, it was legitimately the end of it. Whenever you finally get it, and you just see that ding, 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 and you're like, yes, I just won the carnival game. All the perks pop up, and then, I mean...
Oh, dude, the best feeling in the
It
world,
really
man.
was. It sent a rush. It gave me a rush, but that was my favorite one to just finish. Not to mention, I think Buried was my favorite Black Ops 2 map out of all of them. But then, Black Ops 3, we saw pretty much all of them by ourselves.
Except for Shadows.
When I played by myself, I didn't really look up anything. I just kind of went with, like, it wasn't like, let me just search around. It was kind of like, oh, this is kind of like right in front of me. Let me do the rituals and whatever.
Well, we saw, too, the banner parts where you put the flag in the place. We finished through that without looking. Well, I mean, half the Easter egg is opening Pack-a-Punch. And I mean, 45 minutes later, I'm pretty bored with the map. I've played a few MMOs in my day, and I've done some raids in 2.5 hours. I could knock some raids out in that time.
Awesome. All right.
Meanwhile, still trying to open Pack-a-Punch.
Yeah, right. Myself and my comrade and teammate Doppelganger, who is not on the show at this time, we have been doing it. We're still in the process of going dark on Zetsubou No Shima. Don't laugh.
No.
Life struck, and we haven't been able to get back to it lately. But so far, we have actually made it all the way up to... So we found all 3 gears. One gear is still elusive. We're looking out on this dock. Do what?
Yeah, y'all were stuck on the dock.
Yeah, we're stuck on the dock, and
you haven't figured that out
we
yet?
have not. I haven't played it since I talked to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that's hard about doing these things dark is, like, you want to do it with your group of friends that you've got set to do it with, but then life happens.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's been great. It was a lot of fun. The feeling of just having walked in this one room here where I activated the Skull of Non-Stopway, or however you pronounce that. And I just hear this sound, and you'll see I just kind of, here in the footage, I kind of freak out, and I actually run into the room, look around, and then all of a sudden, like, oh, wait!
I'm not so concerned about it. It's more like what it can illuminate.
Yeah, and yeah.
Interesting.
Oh, okay. Can you look after these zombies?
Oh, okay.
I know many secrets.
Oh, maybe that was...
Secrets
dude!
What have you done?
Holy smokes! New room, mate! New room!
I'm sure the parts necessary to repair
Yes!
this.
Do we still have a guy on the spike
Contraption
plane?
are around here somewhere.
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5. Dang it! 3, 4, 5. Oh, careful!
I'm sure the parts necessary to repair
Did you do
this
that with the skull?
archaic contraption are around here somewhere.
I'm sure the parts necessary to repair this archaic contraption are around here somewhere. Okay, dude.
Like, I don't even realize I'm like in a daze or something. I hear the sound, go into the room, look around, and then like, oh wait, I'm not supposed to be here. This was not here before. So that's my personal highlight. Of course, DG has done a lot of great work finding a lot of the stuff for us, and mostly because he asked me to hold a zombie, which is not necessary. Zetsubou No Shima.
That's me in the group.
Is it really?
Yeah.
You don't know the joy he felt whenever I was like, now water this plant with green water 3 times.
Oh my goodness! Just start jotting it down on the resume.
Oh yeah.
What are some of the best moments y'all have had? In your, while you were still dark in Shadows. Your experience in DE and your experience in Zetsubou No Shima. Like, if it means fails, if it means things that taught you a lot, or whatever the case may be, what really stands out to you about these experiences? Like, what moments would you say are some of your favorites?
Well, there was just one time we were searching around with another group. His name's Jake or Tar Heel.
Tar Heel, yeah.
Tar Heel, and Jake had to go to work or something like that, I think. And we're still searching around. It's about like round 29 or 30, and we had watered this plant. And we had never seen it before. It was like this pod. I think we missed the bullet, right?
Right.
The first time.
Oh wait, does it go back into the plant?
Oh yeah.
We missed the bullet, so I think we tried and I guess regrow it or whatever. And I don't know how we managed to grow the plant that we did, but it's about like round 30. We're kind of getting tired, I think, and we both go down. But the game hasn't ended yet. So we're just sitting there just on the floor to our deaths. And then the screen goes black. It doesn't say game over. It doesn't say you've completed 30-something rounds. It just goes to a dark screen. And all of a sudden, I'm just in this, pod type deal. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? And I just pop out, and Brett's like, what the crap is going on? And he's sitting here dying out laughing while I'm just still alive. And the thing is I had different guns. I had the guns that I had before. I switched them out with other weapons, and
we accidentally grew it somehow, some way. And whenever you go down, whoever grew it, it pretty much saves their progress when they grew it.
Actually, what is that plant called? The clone plant.
I don't know. Is that what it's
called? Yeah,
called?
it's called the clone plant. We actually did figure that one out. I believe Doppelganger did that. Oh, you know what? And speaking of highlights, that would be one of Doppelganger's highlights. It was a similar experience. I had gone down and bled out entirely, and he had said something. He said, "Oh, I found a clone plant. I'm going to imprint this clone plant."
How do you find a clone plant?
The clone plant is grown with 3 buckets of purple water and shot with the DG, not the DG, or the KT4.
Oh, it's got to be shot.
Yeah,
okay.
I got to shoot it with KT4 and water with purple water every round. You can't miss a round.
No, you always get the rainbow water.
Yeah.
Oh, the rainbow water. Oh my god. Okay, another highlight. Okay, this was funny. Doppelganger, he claimed to have found the rainbow water. He had this idea. He said, if I go through the sewers and hold X, will it give me something? And I was like, I don't know. I don't think. I'm being here doubting Thomas. And he jumps into the sewers, and he comes out. He's like, dude, I've got multicolored water. And I'm like, great, DG, great. Like, great. Like, what is this for? Is this a big deal? He's like, no, really, it's multicolored. And every time he tried to use it on something, it turns out I had watered the plant before him, so he never actually got to try it, and he was like really pissed off at me initially. Anyways, he found the water. That was one of his highlights, and he was completely freaking out about it because for him it was a triumph because I was doubting, and I was like, man, not a big deal. And he's like, but Shangri-La, the switch on the water in Shangri-La, and so there you go, Doppelganger. Triumph on your part, I concede. Alright, so that's one of our highlights. So let's jump back a bit. FatedTitan, let's talk about your experience in Shangri-La. You have a story about one of the most mind-boggling steps in the Shangri-La Easter egg.
I'm telling you, like I said, we didn't know there were radios that gave hints to what was supposed to happen. We were just searching and trying to find whatever we could. So we got to the step where all the panels appear across the map and you have to knife them to make them glow. And so we're going through there, knifing all of them, and we think we got them all. And we've been through this like 10 times at this point. We're like, what is happening? Like, we're hitting them all. We swear we haven't missed any, but it's not bringing us to the next part. And it reverts back, and we're just like, oh my goodness. We do it again, and we finally get to the point where we hear this music cranking up to where it's like, oh, that's it. And we're just like, we must have missed one somewhere, you know. It's got to be somewhere around here. My buddy James is sitting there cooking a grenade, and he's just spinning around in circles like la 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 la, and he just throws it before it explodes on him. And it happens to hit that little bamboo tent that you're supposed to hit out of the map. And it just explodes, and we hear the music change to like completed, and we're like, "What the heck just happened? What did you do?" And James is like, "I don't know. It was amazing.
That was like with Luke when like, have you completed? I guess he's completed the Rise and Drop.
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
Okay, well, when Luke blew up the moon, he places the summoning key on the console. I'm standing right beside him. I'm like, Luke, what did you just do? All these tons of rockets are flying towards the moon, and I'm like, Luke, you're gonna blow up the moon. And then it blew up.
And this is when y'all were dark. This was was this the first time y'all had finished it?
Well, yeah, this was the first time for Rise and Drop. Well, I remember Tack, he had talked to me at one point, and he's watching them try to solve the Easter egg, and he's talking about this broken bridge on the map.
Oh, right.
And he's like, and at one point, I swear he had said something about, oh my goodness, they repaired the bridge.
Tack.
And so I thought, once we beat the Keeper, I'm like, guys, that's going to revert this bridge, and we're going to go across it, and we're going to do something there. I don't know what, but we're going to do something. And so I run back, and I had a tendency of training there when we were doing steps.
It's a great training spot.
And so we just were training, trying to survive the round, because we had gone in the middle of a round. And I'm like, the bridge is still here. What is going on? Come on, bridge.
Or the floating things were still there.
Well, the bridge is.
So you're running around on the opposite side of the map, and so he just sees the terminals and just decides to run up to him?
Luke or the Crater. Crater's really perceptive. He catches on to a lot of things that we wouldn't. So is Harry here, kind of awkward. Like, whenever we didn't know anything in Zetsubou, and we were trying everything, and I finally got to the point where I was like, guys, we don't have anywhere we can go with this. Let's see if we can beat the challenges. We thought they were just, get rewards, free things. So we're just like, okay, we'll do the challenges. So we do them, and the lightning strikes. And next thing I know, Awkward's over here with his shield out, and he's like, I bet if we do this, it'll work. I bet if we do this, it'll work. And next thing I know, we're down in the little cage getting stuff and everything. I'm like, my goodness, this kid.
That is just the best feeling. I think Doppelganger's the same way. Like, I'd like to be the kind of person to actually, be the first to discover some stuff. It's not a big deal to me. I mean, Doppelganger is an avid gamer, and I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm a zombie slayer. That's just me. I play some Assassin's Creed, and that's about it. So he will just, drive himself crazy just to get an achievement.
Well, I think it happens with everyone, and I'm sure you've had those moments where you just, you get that aha moment, and you figure it out. I feel like everyone in our group, especially, you don't expect that you just get stuck somewhere, and then next thing you know, they're like, oh my goodness, and they'll run off 2 steps, or 3 steps, and you're like, God, you're smart. And then they'll look dumb for the rest of the time.
So everyone gets their shining moment.
He's glaring at me with an angry look right now.
The one shining moment I don't have is the AA gun.
Okay, he's trying to make fun of me here. So, halfway make fun of me. So with the AA gun on ZNS, we draw the bullet, and he's just freaking out. He's like, I got the bullet. And so we go up there, and we see the plane coming. We're like, we're going to shoot this plane down the sky. And he loads it in, and nothing happens. And I'm like, did you not shoot? and there's just like nothing. And he's like, I clicked X, and so I walk over to it, and I'm just like, maybe something's wrong. I mean, I know this has to be what happens, and so I hold X on it, and it just boom. And there's nothing in the sky at all. And then he just looks at me and he's like, really? Really?
Wait, so you fired the AA gun at nothing?
Exactly. But then
I didn't know you could do that.
Oh, you can. First-hand experience. You can do it.
We're like,
that's
gotta
so
go
funny.
get another one.
But no, then the second time, the time we actually beat it, we were firing the AA gun, and he puts it in again. He's like, I'm doing it this time. You don't touch it. So the plane approaches, and he clicks X. Nothing. He's like, I've got it. Trust me. Second time. Nothing.
And Jake was right next to me.
Yeah, Jake's right next to you, and he's just like...
And you thought, at one point, you thought it fired, but it didn't.
Well, I thought because I was holding a zombie outside. I was like, I let them hold zombies a lot. So I was like, you know what, I'll hold the zombie this time, be nice. After 3 times of them trying and not shooting, I was just like, let me see this. So I get Jake to hold the zombie, and I go back there, and the plane's coming up, and I start clicking it, and I click it a few times, and then finally, I guess I clicked it in the right spot, and it shoots off. And it explodes the plane, and Harrison's over here just like, I hate you.
Never find the spot. Like, I went up and down the whole weapon, and I'm just like, spamming X. I'm like, work! And it doesn't work.
You just don't have the touch I have.
Awesome. Well, good stories, guys. You've done some great work. FatedTitan, you've worked on Shangri-La back in the day.
I did Moon except for that one step where
the
egg comes out of the digger.
Okay.
Right, we looked that up.
So we've got Shangri-La, Moon, Transit, Die Rise, Buried, and then you believe you're covered for what, Mob of the Dead and Origins, or did y'all do those?
We did half of Origins without looking, to this point where like you could get in the robot and you're supposed to fire it, and you have to have a Maxis drone somewhere.
Oh, that part's a rough.
We didn't know about the Maxis drone, and quite frankly, none of my group really cared for Black Ops 2 that much. So we were all just like, hey, other games.
And so then, let's see. So from then, y'all did some of Shadows of Evil, NaBrZHunter in its entirety, and Zetsubou No Shima you recently finished as well. So with all this experience under your belt, guys, as a team, like, what are your plans for the future? Like, is this something that you're going to continue to do? Will you ever take a break? Or like,
we're going to plan to go in dark all the time, because, you know, it's always fun to just figure things out by yourselves. And I guess that's what everyone else would think for our group, too.
So definitely DLC 3 and DLC 4. Now, I know y'all have run into some schedule conflicts and whatnot. Y'all had one of your teammates actually left the country.
Yeah, we finished Zetsubou without him.
Actually, which reminds me, I gotta have you tell us a little bit about like what the status of communications was in finishing ZNS.
Oh my gosh!
Tell us a little bit about this, guys, because folks, if you think that you cannot do an Easter egg on your own, look at this. Look at these guys and listen to this little tidbit of information about their experience. Shoot, guys.
So we have one of our guys went on a mission trip out of the country, so he was out for a while. So it dropped us down to 3 people to finish it. And then another one of our guys' mic broke, so he had to use Kinect, which was incredibly frustrating because
if you've ever played with Kinect,
I couldn't hear him half the time, and then he would get frustrated because we'd ask him what he said, and he's like, "I've said it 3 times." We're like, "We're only catching half of it."
And then his Xbox would I guess hear him, and he goes, "Xbox off." like Xbox, stop listening.
Yes, it would all the time. And then
like mine, like I have a Turtle Beach, but since it was for the 360, I had to buy an adapter for like, I don't know, $30 or whatever, and it just didn't work. Like it would cut out, so I would have to like hold it in a certain position, but that got too annoying. You suggested the idea of the Apple little earbud, so then it made the little beep sound.
Oh yeah.
That thing.
So he was using the Apple headset in his thing just to like you know, the headphones has a little mic on the cord, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's trying to use those, but it wouldn't work. It just gave a little beeping sound off. So we couldn't hear him at all. And if I asked him a question, I was just like, if it's a yes, just beep. If it's a no, beep twice.
So I would like on and off click my mute button.
He just on off mute. Then before that, though, it was just like
Teabagging.
he was teabagging, like he teabagged for yes, and jumped no, like. And then what else was
We were
it?
texting.
Oh yeah, he was texting while trying to like hold zombies and stuff. He's like, I found something. I'm like,
It was so. It's
I'm like, you have a crowd of 10 zombies following you. How can you text me? I found something.
Bro, I can hold one controller, or I can have a controller in one hand and phone in the other.
Obviously, apparently.
Honestly, that's quite a feat, though, because I've tried that.
I've tried it too. It didn't work. I died. They're like, why did you die? I'm like, I was checking Twitter. Sorry.
Oh, that's funny. Well, that's awesome. So there you have it, folks. So you have guys in multiple locations communicating over Skype, text, and beeps. Using beeps with an Apple headset. So if you ever doubt yourself and your own ability to figure these things out, take an example from the determination these guys had in this situation. You can do it, and it is worthwhile. So speaking of worthwhile, let's move to one of the final points I have here, and that's the benefits. Like, why are we even making a video about this? Like, what excites us about this? Like, all three of us here have gone dark. I wish Doppelganger were here. Let's talk about the benefits of doing this, of going dark, of I'm going to say this, ignoring the YouTubers. Because and even the forums, I include the forums, but most people are going to the YouTubers. You know, every YouTuber has a guide. Even here on COD's forums, we're making guides, and we actually get some flack for that. But really? Simply because we want to create guides that are the fastest out there, that absolutely take little to none of your time, and are
wait. You mean people don't like listen to an hour of commentary from somebody for a 2-minute step?
Thank you. So, so there you go. So you actually save time, unless of course you want to come watch our guides here on CODs, in which I believe I had to do a shield guide that Infest Lithium wrote for me. It was less than 60 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, that's all it takes. Shield's not hard to explain, but
it really was. I will say this: the hardest part about it was just squeezing the footage in little bits, but we did it. We squeezed the whole thing into 60 seconds. So there you go, folks. If you're sitting there, you decide not to go dark on Easter egg, or you have already finished it dark and you want to go back and play it again, but you've forgotten a step, you can always look us up here on the YouTube channel, and we're going to have the fastest guides out there. But other than that, speaking of dark, like why spend so much time when the answers are right in front of you? I'll have you tell us a bit about that, FatedTitan.
I think it's like you said. The answers are right in front of you. They aren't in front of YouTube. I mean, you can go out there and just get it spoon-fed to you, but all the answers are in the game. They don't leave you hanging. They don't leave you running dry. Like, it's all there, and being able to find it and see it pieced together and just figure out like what the devs were hiding and being like, oh man, I got it. I mean, that's the reason I keep doing it, because it's so much more fun than just looking something up and being like, oh yeah, I found it. Hooray. Oh, I finished an Easter egg. Got the glowworm. Oh man, that ending, that was so cool. I only saw it on YouTube 3 times trying to find this out. Like, you don't get any surprises that way. Like, I get why people do them, looking them up, because people want the achievements, people want the story. But you ruin the surprises and the fun that it is to just explore and discover on your own by doing that. And I would encourage anyone. I mean, we have DLC 3 coming up, so like I would encourage you, like, give it a try. I'm not gonna lie to you; it's gonna take more than your couple hours you normally take to knock it all out. If you put our time together, we probably spent a day and a half, 2 days doing Zet. Probably.
That sounds about right.
But I mean. And then, real life happens. I mean, it took us a month and a half to finish Dries and Jock just because life happened. And we had to wait. But at the end of the day, like, seeing the moon explode without, especially for the others, not knowing the moon was about to explode.
Right.
You're just freaking out. I remember, like I said, I did, except for that one step, I did moon dark. And whenever we blew up the Earth, my whole group was like, oh my goodness, what just happened? Like, you don't get that whenever you've seen that on a YouTube 3 times trying to make sure you do the step right. Like, exactly. You're like, oh, there it is, guys, we did it. Hooray. I mean, if you really want the true thrill of zombies and the true thrill of discovery and solving it for yourself, I'd encourage you to try this. Like, the benefit is the answers are right there for you, and it's your job to find them, not somebody else's.
That's an interesting way of saying it. I was saying the answers are right in front of you, referring to the YouTube channel, and you're saying they're right in front of you there in the game, and that's so true. That's a great point.
They'll never leave you hanging. Now,
yeah.
Sometimes it's very obscure. Sometimes it can be difficult to find, but whenever you do find it, you're like, oh, of course, there it is. I mean,
right. And I'm gonna go ahead and jump in front of you here, kind of awkward, because I have a thought to kind of like spin off of what FatedTitan was saying about, you know, the excitement, the thrill of like having completed it on your own, and that unexpected one, like, okay, wait, what's gonna happen? Oh my God, we figured it out! You know, that whole sensation. It's something else that I found about it is, okay, you'll have your moments of frustration in playing, and we all know that. I'm, you know, get a little pissed off. I will say this though, doing the Easter egg and knowing the steps, I personally believe is going to spawn more frustration between you and your teammates because everyone is supposed, quote unquote, supposed to know the step.
Yup.
You know, I think that there's a stronger sense of camaraderie and less of a expectation that we all know this like the back of our hand. Why in the world are you making a mistake? You know?
Yeah.
So, and I think you're going to have a much better team experience in doing these on your own. So I'll go to you, kind of awkward. If you had any thoughts just from what we've been talking about and from your experience, and if you've had anything specific that you felt was a benefit to going in dark.
But you know, like sometimes you get stuck, like you said earlier. And like you said, you know, answers are right in front of you, but it's like for us, like I don't want to stop looking. Like, you know, like I know we can find the answers. Like I know it's somewhere on this map, and I can just find it. And, you know, that's just the best part about going dark, because when you find it, you're like, I did it. Like, this is a success, you know. And I feel proud, you know, to find it without looking it up.
Absolutely. Jumping back a little bit on my experience, and this is my dark secret that I'm gradually, like, blowing my cover on.
It's getting real here, folks.
Yeah. I actually started Zombies on iOS, so I didn't.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, so it's like everyone started here on World of War, or Black Ops, or even if you started Black Ops 2. Well, I started iOS. Yeah. So the thing was, though, it kind of instilled in me that experience of finding it on my own. The biggest motivation for me to go dark was the memory of playing NaBrZHunter on iOS, and I was bored. On iOS is so easy. And even the hard setting, quote-unquote hard setting, is so easy. And my brother had told me if you knife the brain jars, it plays a song. So I knew how to play the song and all. And I'm making it around 50, have a crawler that never dies out on iOS. And he's following me around, and I'm like, you know what if I just knife other stuff? And I found a radio. And that's when I met Dr. Maxis and Dr. Richtofen. And the thrill of finding that radio and going, wait a second here. There's more to this game than just killing zombies endlessly. You know, here I am on round 50. I'm just slaughtered this game every time I play it. There's more. There's more. And you never know, you know, how far you can go, because especially with how deep these maps are getting, it's going to be even more like that. But you may want to go pure, entirely pure, and not have anything told to you. And that, the benefit to that is the same as doing the Easter egg on you're going to continue to discover things that the map will continue giving back, and the experience will continue to give back. You don't have to go and watch the YouTube, you know, tutorials or talk to anyone who will tell you the steps. You can make this game as replayable as you want to make it.
Think about all the random things, like the golden plunger in NaBrZHunter. Like,
right.
We never did it. We found the step with the clock and setting it to 115 or 935. I think 935.
935.
And we didn't know we thought it was part of the Easter egg at first. But if I was out there and I was just searching pure and stuff, and I came across that somehow, holy crap! Like, that would freak me the heck out.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, it's as replayable as you want to
exactly.
make it.
Like, there's always so many things in obscure places. And I mean, think of it like this: we have all these YouTubers out there making videos and guides, and the YouTubers are awesome. I mean, they're a great part of the community, and I'm not telling you not to watch them, because, I mean, I have some friends who are big YouTubers that are really cool people. Go Rock Waffles. But, with that said, like, even the devs say they've missed stuff, that we haven't found everything. So, if you think that, I mean, there's just nothing for me to find, everyone's found stuff. No, there's stuff still out there.
Absolutely. Well, as always, great monologue from FatedTitan to wrap this thing up. I think we're coming up on a good closing point. So thanks so much again, guys, for coming on with us. Let's get more people on the Dark Ops, and I will look forward to seeing you in the shadows.